Hello. Welcome to my channel. Let there be light. Yeah, that's a big light. I got a big light. You can't see it. Good for big paintings though. So this is our little, usual light. You can see. This is the scene we're going to go after. No time for a live video today, so we'll see how far we can get along on this. You're seeing the black and white version, and as per usual, I won't be sharing my color reference. I'm so sorry. And yeah, I just won't be sharing it, period. Yeah, so. Don't email me, don't ask. Yes. Because it's pretty hideous. Anyway, it's going to do our job. Oh yeah, that's not good. The shadows on the canvas board, as the case may be. Oh, we need a little more crimson. The crimson's going to factor into this. Because it's a green purple. Green purple. Yeah. I know it's going to feel a bit odd to have all this extra light, but let's see how we do. Now, regarding the scene, it was a different scene in the background. Also, you might see some hijinks going on with the little pond here. Yeah, there's hijinks, but it's okay. It's all grist for the mill. So let's see how we do. Let's see how we do. I want to get it done. And I want to do it pretty quick. Our medium, our colorless brand, odorless name. Pretty groovy light we got there. It's a LED and cool white. If I haven't discussed that with you, that's the best light for painting. And it's nice about the LED is there's no real flicker. This is a good, strong, clean light. And it's definitely augmenting the natural light. Now, this is a little short for what I want to do today, but we'll figure it out. I pretty much want a line right down the middle. I know that's a no-no. I don't mind. Wasn't a no-no for my favorite painter, George Ness, so I don't think it's going to be a no-no for me. Okay, let's get the other bit. No, this board is not radically textured. It's just kind of like, I've had it a long time. I don't even know what kind of textures on it. By the way, on these kinds of trees, I think it's good to err on the side. Yeah, have a good one. I think it's good to err on the side a little thinner because things might get thicker as you're painting. Of course, we won't have the actual tree this razor sharp, but we know it'll be square, and that's what I like. There's also like my attraction is this, and then I really like this. This guy, yeah, probably won't paint him in. In my experience, things like that can work. They can work. I don't even need that. Yeah, so I spent the morning doing little nudes. little like ink. Well, they're not ink; they're paint. But I was a big time inker, brush inker. So pretty much where I got my start with painting was using a brush for inking, like that. Also, I'm definitely gonna play this up. I don't see any other branches coming off, but I'm thinking something like that. Notice how I'm deviating from the reference. Now, one thing I don't think is a good idea is how dark that is. Tree. The tree's in. Not a ton to this painting. I mean, you'll see. I got color ideas. It's really going to be what carries it. Although I was very close to. I've been wanting to do a real green type painting. I want to make that a little higher. You gotta be careful with this. See these kind of bushy shapes here? It's a bit, if you weren't careful, you would end up with a, not a lollipop, we won't call it a lollipop. How about a ball, just a ball, you know what? And add some features. I definitely made that wider there. That's okay. Better be, because here we are. Well, I'm keeping in mind the frame rabbit, things like that. Also, there's plenty of expansive stuff going on here. By the way, the black I'm raising right now is Black Spinel. There'll be a little scroll at the beginning of the video that'll give you the full palette. And, well, let's just say my sky color is going to be cobalt. That's cobalt and ochre. Both of them hit with white. This one is knocked back with some raw umber. Good too. You notice how that's a natural feeling blue compared to it being a screaming blue you get with just cobalt and white. Big tip for you there. Add a little raw umber into your sky blue and you get a natural result. Dioxine with, actually I believe this is a mix of dioxine and yellow ochre. So, and see this one here? It's very interesting. The guy I get paint from down in Auckland at Takapuna was saying that he likes to make his yellow ochre with orange and the cadmium green, cadmium orange, cadmium green. He says it's nice, it's more opaque, and so I did play with that on the painting I did yesterday, a little revision. That's just some ochre, a little Heka gray, a little bit, tiny bit of green, I think too. That's a Black Spinel. Mike's green with a heck of a lot of burnt sienna in it, and this is dioxine purple, a lot of burnt sienna in it. This is a bit of phthalo green mixed with some burnt sienna, alizarin crimson, and gray. So that's our essential palette. So, and we got some vagueiosities here, which are hopefully not going to be. There's a lot of vagueness in this reference, and I'm just hoping it all magically works out for us. I'm just hoping it does. We'll just keep painting, and that's the plan anyway. Right now I'm painting with a Robert Simmons Sigma series, number 4. and it's feeling small. Jump up. Got a 6 here. It doesn't say 6. It's all rubbed off, but it's a 6. Jump up. And I'm going to use a ton of oil here because now that's where you can see the spinel at work. See, it's really super thin, and yet look how dark it is. It's because the spinel has got very fine particulates, I've noticed. Also, of course, you know, we're painting on this dark, so when we hit it with oil, that all works out. So what caught my eye about this reference was the two dark shapes. I really lightened this tree a lot more than it's going to be in the painting itself. But the reason I did that, and it's one of the reasons that you'll see the actual color reference is a bit hideous, but I got plans, I know what I'm going to do. And I don't mind if my reference is a bit hideous or extreme, because it's not designed to be a photo, you know. Happy. I do it. Mostly just oil on my brush right now. We've got my color. This is definitely going to just be real dark here. Like so. That. So this tree it's really important. This is like without this other tree, I don't think this would be all that interesting. Am I gonna paint that little house in the back? I'd be honest with you, and I took the reference. That's what caught my eye, was a little house. So maybe, probably, I don't know. We'll see. We don't want, you notice I'm not using the T-square here. I don't want it actually straight. So what I do want it is a bit thicker than the reference. Like that. And so why am I going so dark? Well, I'm looking for simplification. That's just the fact of the matter. And I'm evaluating this. I want this a touch lower. So I could have these multiple lines. These are just guidelines anyway. Oh, thanks so much to those of you that have been donating, not just through my website, but on Subscribestar. You guys are like, you're heroes, and you're doing it for everybody. Really, I'm so appreciative of the support. You know, I got expenses like everybody. We all got them. It's just the way the world's set up. but I appreciate it. Yeah, I like that. Bunch of little branches coming off there. We're gonna worry about that later. One thing I don't tend to like though is branches coming down. This is an exception to that, but it's working as a design element against this. I just don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna wipe off my brush. One thing I do think would be alright is because what I like is this feeling like we're in a sort of darker area and it's enclosed, you know? I mean, not enclosed, but we're looking out on something lighter. I like that feeling. So. So we're using that as a bit of a vignette. We're not going to do the branch. We don't need the branch. This thing. How do I know? Well, this is the part of the painting where we get to how I start lecturing you about how you need to paint all the time, blah, 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 blah. So you know these things because you did them and they didn't work out. Yeah. I don't really care how this foliage and actual reference is working. So when I'm doing this kind of thing, I'm looking for big shapes. I want to resolve things. A lot of it's intuitive. So here we've got like, it's a pond. There's grasses on both sides. Will I be delineating actual blades of grass? What do you think? How about that? I only need to see that. We do not need to see that bank all the way here. Yeah, that's probably like I said, gotta go on a little bit of faith here. I'm gonna work this out. Maybe I'll crash and burn. I might share it with you either way. You're seeing some glare. Yeah. Nice. I think we'll have one side shaded a little more. The reference isn't like that. That's okay. Yeah, like it. I tell you, Black Sunil is solving all my problems. I was really, in fact, if you watch some older vids, you'll see me complaining about how the Griffin from Winsor Newton doesn't come in big tubes, you know, and I feel like I'm getting taken for a ride because I got to buy these tiny little tubes of it. But what drove me into the Griffin in the first place was ivory black is a lovely color. I'm not dissing it. It's basically burnt bones. Okay, that's what I call ivory, even though it's black. But I have like one issue. Like I used to do a drawing like this, and let it dry, and then come back later and do my painting over the top. Well, I had to stop doing that when I switched to ivory black because I did it with the oil and it like start rubbing off. Weird, you know. And so that's one of the reasons. Not so bad, you know. Everything, negatives can become positives. Well, there's a good lesson for you there. But the negative that became positive is I'll just do the drawing now and just jump right in and do the color. So yeah, this is working okay. And yeah, that's not working okay. Kind of where I got my house, man. Don't expect a fancy fancy house for me. Yeah, I'm not Mr. Architecture. Oh, this song. God help me if I have to pay any copyright strike for this crap. Sorry. Sorry, especially if it's your favorite song. They play it. I hate it. I hate the caterwauling. Interesting. But I do know it won't be that dark. We'll just wipe some of this off. We'll just work with some pretty much straight oil back here. We have a Voyage, distant. So you might be thinking, well, gee, you got a bunch of unresolved stuff here, man. How do you know it's not going to crash and burn? It might crash and burn. Might. Could. Don't need to really cleave that close to this stuff anyway. Now this is like, there's this ridge here. Way coming in way further. I do like that. It'll just be a little bar. I think what we're going to do is do some hills or something. There are some hills in the reference. We're just going to build up to them. So there's a temptation as you get larger to add more detail and stuff. Don't do it. You know, we're going to try and keep this as simplified as if it were 5x7. This is, by the way, a 10x14. And how did I arrive at that size? Well, it's because I liked working on 5x7s so well that I just did it 4, so this would be the same as like 4 5x7s, one on top of the next. Yeah, I like the color of the ivory black. I like the color of the black spinel. It's a little like different. Claims it's a very neutral black, but to me it seems a little cool. Don't know. Definitely want to make sure we're clearing the rabbit here. We're pretty close to being done with the drawing. Yes, it's vague, but if we do everything right, the whole painting's going to be kind of vague. A few little knocks in the board. I've had this board prepped for years now. It's just been sitting there. And the other side's textured, but I don't like the texture on it. It looks too much like oatmeal. I don't want paint on oatmeal. Liking that. I think one thing I might do, just really clean my brush here, real good. Still a lot of paint in it. So I just used oil to clean my brush, which I don't recommend, but because it's expensive. You could just use thinner, but I do it all the time. Whatever. Back into the oil. Okay. I need some more oil. Archival oil spray. Odorless lean. The oil painting medium of champion tonalist painters. Now, if you don't know what tonalism is, I don't know how long ago now, just 20 minutes. a lot of people drop out much quicker, so I'm assuming if you're here now, you probably know. But tonalism was a movement of American painting inspired by the Barbizon movement in French painting. And prior to the Barbizon, paintings were a lot more detailed and in many ways less naturalistic as well. We're going to be able to eke out a separate tone. Not really. Everything just looks dark here, but that's okay. I just want that water to be brighter. So that's why I did this. It's basically just oil on the board. Yeah, I'm voting house out. Sorry. If you were getting excited about the house. I've noticed a lot of people do. Oh my god, you're doing a house? Oh, that's so great. Yeah. Great. You know what I don't like about houses? I'll tell you. I mean, if you see me doing a study and there's a house in it, I'll paint the house. There'll be a lot of reflection here. That's better. A little better. I don't know how it is for you. Looks good over there in that camera. Thank you. Okay, let's talk about narrative in art. I'm pretty much done with the drawing here, so... Ooh, we lost all that. Let's see. There's nothing wrong with narrative in art. If you like that, then you do it. You got a house... This is what happens. Who lives in the house? Oh, whose house is it? Oh, that's a nice house. I wonder how old that house is. Oh, you know what I mean? I don't like all these questions. And so I don't like narrative. I like to create like a blank, almost blank sort of scenario. Not blank, but one that can be filled or occupied by the person apprehending the picture, the painting, right? So you can bring yourself into the scene. You can inhabit the scene without someone else's narrative. Does that make sense? Makes sense to me. I've not really heard too much about narrative in art. You know, I'm sure people smarter than me have talked about it. A lot of reflection going on here. Okay. Yeah, drawing's done. So, give me a minute here. I'll get my little glue together and we'll jump into some color. We got color. I didn't mix quite enough color. I guess I'm in tiny painting mode, but that's okay. Even if I need more, I think it's helpful to have a little. I just like to break down the picture in my head. You know. Pretty happy with the drawing. This is supposed to be a lot lighter, but that's okay because really I just want this to pop, and I can only get 3 values off of this. Really dark board color and darker board color. Yeah. right, we'll be back. And we're back. Yeah, so you could have done a bunch of fancy stuff in the sky. In fact, I'm looking at it now, I'm thinking, oh, maybe I should have, but I think what I had in mind was just a simple gradation. Okay, so like I said, cobalt, raw umber. I'm gonna go a touch more raw umber. I'm going to bring a little phthalo to top. Phthalo is so much stronger than cobalt. So you didn't think it'd be that bright, did you? Did you? Just where I didn't mix quite enough for the top. So that's just the phthalo and the raw umber. Now if it was just phthalo alone, it'd have too much chroma, too much intensity. But I'm not real concerned about that branch. But hey, there it is. It's in there. So. There's a lot about this painting that has not been resolved in the reference. But we've heard from me on that score. I mean, it's a double-edged sword. Like, if your reference is perfect, say, you know, the most perfect reference, of course, is, you know, making a study after someone else's painting, because they already solved all the problems. I mean, all you gotta do is do a good version of it. Only problem there is that's not your original painting, so you know, you could be proud of the good study you've done, but nowhere near as proud as if you come up with a painting on your own, right? And I recommend, if you're starting out, if you're doing, I recommend doing both. I recommend doing studies, and you can certainly sell the studies. I've sold plenty of studies. I have no bad feeling about selling studies at all, because all the studies I do are after guys that are long dead, so they're not being adversely affected in any way. If you're doing studies after living guys like me, you know, you can sell them, I guess, but you're on shakier moral ground, I would reckon. The exception, of course, being if you know, you're doing a study after my study after a master. Yeah, big deal. Yeah, do your thing, sell it if you can. And always with studies, attribution is the thing. Okay. Okay, so That's the color I mixed without the oil. I don't want to do too much oil because dark. Depending on this dark. Yeah, and I've learned to do like this kind of definitely don't want that thicker at the top than on the below. I want that. Why do I run that? You know, we're going to be gradiating into a lighter tone, but I've learned to just follow it all the way down. That will overlap with the so like I was saying, there's a lot of vagueness in the reference, but what happens in my experience is that once you start painting, you know, the painting starts in many ways will dictate. I don't want this smooth as glass. I mean, you could get something like this smooth as glass if you want, especially since there's like no clouds, which might have been good to do. Whatever, it's okay. You don't need clouds in every painting. All right, so that's it for that color. Going to come in with this other color I mixed, which is cobalt with a lot of yellow ochre into that mix. So that's going to be pretty radical. We'll work it out. Horizontal strokes in skies. I've noticed that even worse and more. I mean, I know that's not usually a great idea, but I forget. And then surveying a few of my videos, I can see places where I've done that where it's not working out. All of this could be a little higher. Sometimes I do the blending, you'll see it's just a lighter touch. That's all. But again, I don't want this glassy. I want this sort of patchy because there's no clouds. So we need some interest there. Patchy in a good way, not in a bad way. Alright, so as we come down, I have saved the smallest amount of this. And I'm going to grab some titanium white. And a bit more yellow. That's my faux ochre. Which is a mix of that color, a mix of that and that. I do like it. I'm going to keep playing with that. Ochre. Hey, you folker. That's faux and ochre, YouTube. I am not swearing. A little oil. Always make your sky lighter as it comes down to the bottom. That's just the way skies work. I see a lot of amateurs make that mistake where the sky's just one solid color. Don't care if it's like that in your photo. So you can see what happens is I'm trying to do my sort of blend, just creating more problems than it's helping. And then of course if I do this kind of move, a lot of things go away, but it gives me those strokes. Whoa, 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 whoa. It's not the subject, so this is not a sky painting. Now with a little bit of blending, you can get this in the glass like, whoa, whoa. We don't want to run this out. We don't want to overblend. Pretty happy with that. So, Reflexiones. I think what I really want to do, like in that reference, it's just pretty much white, as was the original sky. I did some things to adjust for that. Coming in here, a lot less color, a lot less chroma. And there'll be some grasses and things, but let's just go and pop it. Also, I'm going to do two forms of gradation here. This is the brightest bit. That's what I'm thinking. Grabbing some ivory black. I could grab gray, but the gray is just going to be the same thing with, you know, more white in it. This is already kind of white. Yeah. Yeah. More. Like that. And it's too cool. I'm going to add a little bit of this. And a little oil. And the reference, the little stream or whatever actually goes up this way. I just think that's a mistake. I don't like things like that because you'd be asking questions like, is that the stream there? Now, if people be asking these questions, you won't be around to answer that. You won't be there. You won't be there. You won't be there. No one will be there. Just say, yeah, well, whatever. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Right. Too light. I think I'll use this grayish color. It looks pretty pond or stream or whatever that is. Well, that's one cool thing about working on, you know, a darker. Like you can really delineate some stuff just by, you know, leaving board showing like that. And it's not to say we can't come over the top and do all kinds of foliage. I like that. I'm pretty sure. Okay. Alright, that's a little breaking point. We'll be back. Got the sky in. Got this bond in. Not to say we could do a bunch of other stuff, the pond, more brightness, whatever you. I'm creating more problems than I'm fixing here. That's because my brush is contaminated with the gray. pause that there for right now. We'll be back in one moment. Yeah, that wasn't long. So, we do need to clean our palette. You know, I could have done that before I turned the camera on, eh? Oh well. Oh well. Yeah, so you know, I always got to clean my palette in between sky and earth, ground, what have you. Because I don't want all my, there's always, in the skies, it's always a lot of white. It's always a lot of white. Yeah, I won't get too smooth. You can remind me. I might just paint some clouds in there at some point too. We'll see. You know, I don't know. This is going to be second passy one for sure. I know I'm always saying that. Sometimes I decide not to make them second passes because, in fact, I got one. So I was going to do a bunch of stuff with trees, but I've been looking at it and I'm going, will that really improve? I kind of like just rather black, dark. You know? And like I said, I can wait a while between that first and second pass. And I you know, my advice to you is to think about doing that too, you know, because live with it for a while, you might just get real used to the way it looks. You might decide, I don't have to do anything else to this. I like it. I like it just the way it is. Now, do I need to restate these darks? I don't know. I think they're alright. This is all going to be pretty dark. Yeah. So, I'm thinking what I feel like doing is light source coming from here. So, possibly... I don't want to do that with a 6. I got a 4. See, I mix these colors. These colors are designed for back there. This is sort of my green. It's green-ish. I know it doesn't seem very green here, but that's okay. And there's the background purple, which is gonna be like my basic shadow color. So, boy, that's really coolish. So I'll warm that up with some of this and some of this. No, that's not a pretty color. Oh yeah, see, there's like gonna be 2 levels of stuff and then a break. Again, this is the shadow. Baby shadow first. I know, you might be excited about the house, but I don't care about it. Does that make me bad? You're the only one that's going to know that a house, in my opinion, there. Shadow color. And and then a notch darker where we're up against the grass. Hi, how you doing? That's a different tone. That's going to have some blue. I got a little bit of sky left here. Oh, supple. I'll show you. I brought in a touch of phthalo. I brought in some of that. Need some purple.
How much are the play cards?
Those are 35.
35.
Not a complete set, by the way. But they are authentic antiques, yeah. We want a grade 8. I'm going to use some, is it a good color? I don't know. I'm going to use some ochre grade 8. Is that a good color? Yeah. So ochre is a good color to work with the blue because while things will take on a little bit of a green quality, it doesn't take over. I might do some notes of purple in there as well. And here I want things a little lighter, so I'm going to bring in some white, which is giving me a pretty ugly color. This isn't going to make it any prettier. Raw umber, to me, it's like famous for just making things kind of ugly, but on purpose. Let's just touch that purple.
Thank you.
Yeah, have a good one. Here I am wishing. I brought that sky just a little lower. We're just going to quickly try and match it, but don't. Not light enough. I'm adding ochre, I'm adding white. Edge strategy 1,012,000. I call this the feather duster. Good enough for now. That was my sky brush. Okay. Back to these. Now, we got the greeny notes. You're gonna say, I don't got green to me, Mac. I could make it so green right now. Not really. Let's add some of that. That's one of the reasons I keep this. I don't need it screaming at us at the screen though. This is one of the reasons I mixed it like I did. I just wanted to have a green feeling. I'm going to bring some of that because I don't want too big a spread between these two. I really don't. Like I said, subtle shadow, subtle highlight. Yeah, so when I do this kind of thing, I just use the reference to give me impressions of things. I don't. Well, those impressionists were so clever at snagging that word impression. They didn't even know. I think it was a critic or something that dubbed it as an actual impression. Anyway. Sorry about the music background. Sorry about the car noise. Especially, I don't know, there's some bands I like to do trumpets, maybe Chicago, but generally speaking, I don't need it. I don't want it. As my father used to say, I don't like it, and I don't have to like it. That's trumpet music. Don't worry, we're going to come in with some more shadow. Just don't want this so lonely here. Let's grab some spinel, just so you know. Back a little. Back into our shadow tone. Maybe a little more purple in that. I grab some spinel and some of this color I mixed there. This color is designed to be for the foreground stuff, but I still. I'm going to go touch darker. What I don't want is strong shadows back there. I don't want that. We got atmospheric stuff going on. So yeah, big lecture experience. Why? Well, you're gonna know, like I sat there and I tweaked all this background stuff before. I painted every little tree. And it seems wrong because, okay, maybe I've mentioned this. I know I've mentioned it before in the channel. I mean, after all, there's like 500 videos. I was going to swear, but I won't. Okay, the way human vision works is we grab little bits, right? And then we assemble in our mind a picture. People don't even realize they're doing it. bring in a touch more green. I'm gonna use some of that to get a little opacity in there. That's pretty. So, as a painter, if you paint like a photograph, then you're forcing people to assemble pictures in their minds by scanning your picture little bits at a time, then you're basically failing as a painter, okay? Because that's not how paintings are supposed to work. That's how photos work. That's how reality works. Painting should work differently. Painting, the best analogy I've come up with yet, and haven't heard anyone else use this, but maybe someone will pick up on it now. So you want to feed your baby, right? Breastfeeding's over, and it's time to get into real food. You're not going to sit there and give your baby a carrot. You know, the baby is not going to be able to chew on the carrot. So you're going to run the carrot through a blender, or you're going to get one of those jars. I don't even know if they have jars anymore. In my day, they had jars of baby food, and in the baby food, one of them would be carrot. And that carrot has been blitzed into like some kind of very soft consistency. So it goes right in the baby. You just put it in the baby's mouth, and the baby eats the carrot and has no problem staying pretty happy with that. I may have gone a touch stronger on that shadow, but a lot of times that I like to do, well, right now I'm doing a little technique where it's almost like a dry brush technique, except the paints. All my brushes, there's not much paint on my brush, but I'm just kind of breaking things up, softening things. This is not the subject back there, so we don't need details back there. So you just want your image to go right into the viewer, boom, all in one go. I'm pretty happy with that. Pretty happy with that. Why are we doing this back there first? Well, because, you know, sky, and then this is like almost part of the sky. Yep, happy with that. Now, you forgive me if I'm just with things popping in my head, and I do. What's popping in my head right now is start working on the dark bits so that that's what I suspected. I had it a little bit crooked. I don't need to get real heavy with this. I'm just always wipe off your T-square, assuming you probably, if you've been watching the channel any time, I'm sure you've gone out and grabbed yourself one. I don't need that in there heavy, but that's grasses. Grasses here. Ooh, what's all this? Oh, it's from the wiping, sticking to the oil. 330, alright. Yeah, so shadow number 2. We'll just keep using the same brush, no reason to. So what do you do here? I don't have any, the only black I have on my palette is some of this, some of that, that's lighter black, and my pricey black spinel. Good. And mostly I like to use the black spinel for the drawing. And then I use the more reasonable Griffin Alcoid. for adjusting mixtures and like the stage we're in now. Right. So I want a little more chroma. I want a little bit more chroma. I'm gonna grab some blue. We'll start with that since it's on there. We got our dry end up. Let's do a touch of that too. That's gonna really have a big impact. Maybe not. And then more black. And then more, let's get some Mike's green in there. Black. Shadow color in this layer. So one of the reasons for drawing the lighter line was just because I don't want to have any of that real dark down there against it. I kind of want. Don't want that the exact same colors, because why? Because it's going to be boring. And so I'm grabbing some burnt sienna, which isn't going to massively. And to be honest, I don't want as much highlight on this either. So. Keep things simple. Keep your shapes simple. I'm still, and you know, I'm not just talking to you, I'm talking to me. Keep things simple. Keep it simple. You know, we have this idea, all of us have been given this idea that the more complexity we add, the better, but not usually. So that's the shadow on this background bit. Paper towels off. Got a perfectly good paper towel right here. Okay, so the other colors. This is green. Yes. I'm kind of wondering what would happen if I just come into this with this. I kind of want it a little cool. That looks kind of synthetic, but settle, everything settle. It might be that my shadows aren't quite dark enough. I think I'm going to go with notch. I'm going to bring in some of this cadmium green. And a little bit of that orange. closely because I felt like that was too close in value to the shadows, which means I had to make the shadows darker, which means I'm going to lose some of that quality of atmosphericness. I'll just darken this a touch. Favorite word, isn't it? Yeah, it's big. In regards to painting, big's good. Because, well, like I was just saying a minute ago, I think more detail is going to be good. It's going to make it better. It ain't going to make it better, but what it will actually do is increase your the self-deceptive component of you as an artist, because you'll have a bunch of time invested, and you know. You're going to be, it's the rare artist that goes, oh yeah, I put all that extra time in this, but it really ended up sucking. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. See, it's different, but it's kind of in this, the values aren't that different. And a little scumble over the back there might be real nice. I just set up this reference today, by the way. So now here, remember I was saying, I don't want that. I don't just want a whole bar. I'm inclined to kind of leave that the way it is. I'm going to try, this is some burnt sienna and a touch of the CAD. Like I basically want that perception of darker, but add a bit to the top of that shape. I like that for now. We can always do more of that later. Now, do I want to get the grasses and stuff? No, I don't. I just wanted that because it's up against the Edge's strategy, 1,035. Dance around with the swab. But don't get too smoothie, because that'll look greasy. Yep. Beep beep. Okay. And I think I'm going to keep the sky brush left alone. I got a dark brush. These two, I'm going to rinse them out real quick. I'll be right back. Do a little palette maintenance, and I'll be back. Yeah, well, we're getting to a kind of a breaking point. I have another hour here, but this is like a really good spot to leave things. So I think that's what I'll do. And I'll tell you what we're going to do tomorrow. Purples here with reds, groovy reds down into the trunk. And then here, deep phthalo-ish greens with purples. Here, faded limeish light greens and yellows. Here, reds and rusts going off into greens again. It's going to be really cool. And purples and greens and stuff here. So, yeah, I think we're at a good breaking point. That's what we're going to do. I do think that would be good to do right now. That's really good. Anyway, you get the idea. It'll be cool. It'll be cool. And this is going to be really cool with glaze on it or something like that. Yeah. Yeah, I'm back. New day, eh? Here we are. Just noticing I got like some streaks and stuff in the sky. It's also bone dry. I know all these colors dry quick. We'll figure it out. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Well, let's see. When in doubt, usually I go with the color and mixed. So that's some of this, some of that. So what I've done is I added a little dot of mineral spirits to each of the premixes there. Alizarian Crimson, I'd say, would be nice. So you notice I didn't go very far before I changed the color. It's just me. That's pretty much the color of the board I'm in right now. I think a few leaves over the top. Just a spot where the paint was kind of thick. Let's go with a little orange. I told you I was going to want to use a lot of crimson in this. I told ya. Mostly because as I'm over here, I want to get into some greens. crimson. It's time to get my bearings here. What's going on? Yeah, I don't need this razor sharp, but I also don't need it. There's gonna be a bunch of purples in here. Sorry for that car noise. They like to accelerate. They're going around a roundabout. And we don't have a lot of roundabouts in the U.S. They're cool. It's better than waiting at a stoplight, I would say. Over here is purple. So I don't want to go too far with this right now. Let's get some of these purples. Some of my mixed purple. There's a little red in the brush. I'm tempted to take it all the way down the tree, but as we're moving down, I want, that's Paraline red. Let's do a dot of this cap. And the tiniest bit of white. I'm going to smoke that up a little. Like the original. Let's see if I'm out here. Modulating, right? And a touch of gray. White's gray. Hello.
Hello. We're just browsing.
Okay, good. Let me know if there's anything you want a closer look at.
Thank you.
Yep. Alright, so we're getting into this this side of the tree. One more. Let's do a little work here. Get all that. Good old reaction. Quite happy with the way that side of the tree is kind of looking right now, so yeah, I know it's dark, but seeing as I've been leaving a lot of my trees almost black lately. And this is where the cat is so powerful, because it's opaque. I'd never be able to make a shift like this with the Paraline. Never. Never. Watch out for the 1, 2, 3 thing. this. Let's see, black. It's amazing how many colors that you can do, isn't it? That's our purple tree. A few more little dark things in there would be nice. A few more little dark things now. Over here we have some of the more purples. Get rid of that. We'll strip with a little dioxine here. Smoke it up. My favorite color for adding what I call smokiness is Robert. So we got these like purples here. And a bunch of purples in here, but mostly greens are going to be there. And while we're thinking about it, another tree here. Some gray, red, some of that, black. That's going to seem super light when it hits that black, so. Now, while I'm thinking about it, oil. I'm just going to do some ivory black here. Yeah, and I almost didn't say it, but my brush strokes here are nearly what I would call like impressionist type strokes, but my whole mindset is not impressionist at all, like color-wise. So it ain't. Yeah, so I thought about doing a line on the tree. What I decided to do instead was dark there, you know, and a few little bits. Oh, pardon me, sorry. A few little bits. We'll do the same thing here. A few little bits over the top just to break it up. I'm liking that. I'm liking it well enough for that. So I think this tree is basically the main subject of the painting. That's just my opinion, anyway. You see me doing that a lot with black, because the black will have a way of just sitting on top. That can be quite unpleasant in certain lights. I'm going to overwork our little tree right now. I see lots of things I could do, but let's just keep moving. So, scrape. I have this real smoky green that I made. Use a purple brush. I'll get rid of this. Smoky green. Oh, that's not very green, man. Well, now look at it. That's green. That's kind of like a subdued green. Right? I'm going to do a lot of work with that. And you know what? I need to go a bit darker. So much so I'm going to wipe off my brush. And there's a bunch of green inside of that. Darker. Grips of that phthalo. So many times phthalo just dries on my palette. Something's gonna have to come on there to wake up the phthalo. Just gray. Wake up, phthalo, wake up. Black. Because we are going to do some grasses, but the actual, that seems a little synthetic-y. Yeah, so the best color to kill that kind of thing is going to be some of this raw umber. Look at that. That's the thing with phthalo, is you always have to adjust it. You can almost never use it straight, but that's looking nice though. It's a little overstated more than my reference, but that's okay. And gonna be fine to leave a lot of like board color coming through, because that's gonna be complementary. As we're coming here, we're modulating into more purples, so we're gonna use some of the, actually we'll use some of this. This has a bit of a purple feel, green. Hopefully getting all this. Oh yeah. Yeah, I got the little light on today. And a big light on for the first part. But it'll be interesting for me to check out the differences in the scope of the video. So grass is here. A little bit darker, but here, really dark. More black. And a little crimson. So if I wanted to make chromatic black. I would use, I would always use phthalo and phthalo green and alizarin crimson. It's a little synthetic-y. And some of this. It's raw umber when I say this. Raw umber being kind of the color of dirt, it's good for so just got some oil and black. There is paint in the brush. I don't need just this big expansive block color there. And also tree. I need a clean black brush. That happens. I recommend having a brush that's dedicated to just black, because black is really easy to contaminate. You wouldn't think so. And lots of times that contamination can work for you. See the difference here? Difference. Looking real patchy up here. Don't want that. I don't want to be locked into it. You can always take, like, simplify a big patchy area, put a few dots or something in there, and you'll be set. Then here in the ground, blackies, speckies, whateveries. Yeah, like that. Sometimes you'll lose cool stuff. Don't be attached to your cool stuff. It's all about the whole picture. Keep perceiving like a bow in this tree. I don't know about that. But I think I could probably fix it with like that, yeah. So you want to let your brush strokes kind of work together, you know? A little more purple in that. That's a little synthetic. Dioxine's quite synthetic, see? I'll just grab some of that. I don't want it synthetic. I want it showing up, though. There's like an interplay of green and purple. That's what I got in mind here. And then some rusty reds. I got this still. I'm gonna make it more rusty. And crimson. Remember I told you crimson is not a factor. It's not a factor pretty heavy. See? Little orange in that because that's cat orange because here that's like my brightest spot on the tree. Ooh, that was mixed. That's okay. That looks nice there, so we'll make it all work. Yeah, pretty happy with that tree. Don't wanna overdo that. Back into our rusties. Okay. Here would be some rusties coming into earthy, crusty greens. Yeah, trust me, it's gonna look awesome. Rusty crusties. So here I'm just going to cover up that board a little bit with this mix, which isn't that far off from the board. Pardon me. Not all of it. You notice my style. It's like I don't get all meticulous about nothing. Rusties come in here. Getting kind of close to lunchtime here. I'm starting in the morning here today, and yeah, like that. There'll be some more poppy greens in there. Pretty happy with that. That's kind of reinforcing. That was supposed to be more purpley, but I think I'm at a decent breaking point. Gonna have some lunch. Let's quiet down some of these. And what we may do is go ahead and paint in there that missing bit, which will help us to judge all the other values. We may let it dry. Actually, so that'll be like first pass. I know this is going to need to go through some more stuff in the second pass for sure. That is a lot. This is simple kind of motif, but this is, I'll take a second pass. Let's see this. It's good. Oh, not bad. It's coming out all right. I'm okay with this. I'm pretty happy with it right now. So, we'll be back in a little bit. Okay, we're back. Yeah, so I think for today, like, the painting's quite dark. I knew it was going to be kind of dark. This is something I run into. I think I just like dark paintings, and I think that's one reason why, you know, well, the masters, they paint it darker. It's just how it is. So, yeah, like I was saying, what is this brush? Like I was saying, we want to get this this field in the back here. This field, meadow, what have you. Now I don't have that color mix, but piece of cake. I think we can even start with something like this, since we have a bunch of that. Add a little of that. That's pretty magical. And then some of that. That. That's going to be our dark field color. Maybe more of that. More gray. Actually, I got all this color from all this other trees and stuff. Yeah, I don't want it too green right now. Now, we're going to have some, like, foliage here on the other side of the, there won't be like a band, so there'll be some spots we want to break it up. But, this is just a bunch of, this is a mix of all the other colors from everything else. And that's going to be like a bit of a shadow in the field or something, a bit of a dip. I don't want all this, that color. It's all pretty much dry. All dry. And just a few things so we paint on top. Say that this color is like a dark neutral. I think some of this might be good here. So it's got like a lot of the purples and greens in it mixed together, so you know, there's so many awesome painters out there. I don't know if you've told me if you've experienced this when you've been in a museum. You know, every painting you come across is great. You go, God, that's exactly what I want to do. But you can't do it all. You know, I see some work out there. It's highly representational. It's just brilliant. I love it, and I think, oh, I would like to do that. But then when it comes down to it, what I really prefer is a more expressive approach, you know. So that's what I do. Alright, so this is coming together right now. Yeah, I haven't really decided what color I'm going to be doing here. I think one thing, another thing, I'm going to this. I won't read as black. I got grasses in mind, but the grasses are going to have to go over the top. I know I don't want that bird number board color. As we move here, it's like the board number bird color. Yeah, no, this bit I do want kind of rusty. I got a plan. Just gotta get something in there right now. Back up here. So, started doing some stuff with this. I like the opacity in this. I don't like that green, but I want to flatten it out. So I'm using gray. I like that. Maybe a little orange if we can find some. I'm liking that. Maybe a little white. And a touch of this green. Like that. And I'm not saying I won't go lighter. I probably will. This would be the lightest bit here. Slow down a little. And we're using edge technique. Number 1,552,000. That's quite bright, but this is the spot where I want it the brightest here. And if you know me, you know I'm not going to carry it all the way over. I think we're going to modify it with raw umber. Nice. You want, like, these kind of lines, they need to be straight-ish. You can't have them crooked, but you can't have them too clean. You don't want that. On this side, we bring in some crimson. I was gonna go for the burnt sienna, but since it's distant, I don't feel like I want it to. I'm gonna have these like kind of rich bits up in the trees and stuff. You'll see. I do have, like, I gotta get some liquid on it. But I have a live Murphy, I think. starting an orange line palette. I'll need to remedy that. By the way, love Cadmium Orange. I won't call it my new favorite because that's Black Spinel, but really doing a good job for me. Orange is really good for all sorts of things. You put them in your greens, counteract blues, warm things up without getting all yellowy. So I just want a different color in here. I just need something else different. Okay. That seems a little brighter, and that's not so much what I wanted. But I'll bring in some of this and then some of this to kind of knock it back. So I need some other. You don't want just expanses up there. See, that's really helping. Down towards the bottom of the field, more grays and stuff. So I felt, well, I'm intuitive, as you know. I'll get a prompting like that, and I'll go, okay, that's what we're gonna do. Oh, I think what happens if we throw some gray in that? It's still really chromatic. How about that? And I want that cool off. What's good for cooling things is black. That's pretty nice. Thing is, I want a note of green in it too. I want to have all my cake and eat it, so I put in some permanent green. Light. And crimson back into the crimson. Down here. More black. Black and crimson. Yeah, I've been working on my figurative project. I just finished all my little drawings. See? That's gonna be cool. Hopefully it's gonna be, well, it's gonna be cool. I'm taking kind of a, what's the word? Ooh, you know what would be good in this? Some white. White is gonna kill some color out. Some of this stuff might be good. That's the kind of thing I'm after. Just almost like gray. Yes, sort of like the color I had in there already. That's our field. I'm gonna put a few more highlights in. Nice. Like that. working? Oh, we got a million paper towels. I'm getting ready to grab a new one. Yeah, so let's see. What would happen if we take some of this gray and go into this here? Just we don't have no more of that cad green, but let's just grab a little of this. That is such a handy color, the permanent green light. See, gives you all kinds of tones. It would be very difficult to get otherwise. And this is why you want to have colors on your palette, not because they duplicate things that other colors can do. In one sense, you could say that maybe about like my Perylene and my CAD, but the Perylene's got its staining qualities, and the CAD has the opaque qualities. Right? It's very different qualities. Liking that. And a little more white. I'm liking this. And what I really think might be good would be bringing some CAD yellow. Let me see what I got. I got plans, man. I got plans. A lot of times I make a little bed, like I made a bed with that other color, and modify a little for this side. Add some orange to that. All that paint from yesterday's drying. And then we don't want so much patchiness, so what we're doing now is just a little smoothing action. Subtle smoothing action. Not so subtle there because there was more paint on my brush, but hey, I think I mentioned on the video, it was maybe last week, you know, your mistakes, you know, they add up to quality. Right, in a sense, they do. Instead of having his head like, damn, that sucks. I suck. Instead of that, you know, just have this attitude like, well, we'll figure it out. You know, in fact, the great thing about the oil paint is that just let it dry and you just keep going. I mean, everything's big here. Yeah, so that's in. We're not far from a place where I want to leave the painting. Think about it. I got quite a few like that right now. I haven't been in finishing mode. I've just been in start mode, and there's a lot that I was going to do more to. I just ended up deciding, yeah, I like them just the way they are. I want this. I want something there, but I don't want that. pretty happy. So, let's wipe our brush off here. A lot more you could do to that. Yeah, good job. Brush off here. Yeah, I wanted a few step, but I don't want it so eye-catching. So, because the work we did yesterday is dry. Yeah, pretty hippie with that. So where I want to leave this is like I have oranges in mind coming into the foliage. This was fall. And then we'll let it sit for a little while. We'll think about it. And we're going to bring up, we're going to make this much lighter. Things like that. I hate to do this, but I feel like I got like thick and thin issues. See that gap? I don't want that whole tree straight, but I don't want that gap. No, what am I going to do with that? That's too straight. You know it is. You could tell me. That's alright. Got a couple different strategies. One might be good. Oh, this is on my list. Oh, that had limited impact. Straight here. That'll do for now. Certain amount of variance there is fine. Okay, let's talk about these. Where's these rusty tones you keep talking about? You keep been talking about it for ages. Alright, we'll start with this. And some of this. And some of this. Remember I said that crimson was going to be a factor, and it bring in some of that. Yeah, I got, because I was mixing the paint with my brush, I got more paint on my brush than I want. So this is one spot. Mixed with some greens coming in. This is the rusty component. Here. Whoa, that's a bit. So I'm bringing in some of that amalgam color I had earlier. And crimson. That's nice. Just give it some. I don't want that. Nice. And we want to watch out for all the polka dots. Naughty polka dots. And now down here, I don't want too much of this because I'm still bringing in some greens. And you'll see it's going to look nice. Goes here. And over here, more greens, but cooler greens. Here on this side, warmer greens. And I'm still holding back, like, from major amounts of chroma here, so. I want to do lots of little branches and things, which are going to be great, but we're going to wait. We're going to wait on that. We will be leaving this in a decent state, though, certainly. All right. So where's the green you're talking about, Mac? Okay, all right. I get off my back. Very easy. This is why this is so magical. Check this out. Permanent green. Look at that. Magic, magic, magic. And even more. I don't use permanent green on its own very often. Like never. But look at that. See? And it's like, it's got harmony because basically I just took the color that was there and added some, let's go for a tap of cat yellow. Just touch. Very powerful, very powerful. Kind of back it off. And then I want things more smoky here, so I think I can get pretty good results just in black. Not getting crazy with like, so one thing you always want to do, in my opinion anyway, is you want to mask your leaves. You don't want them to be, you don't want to paint little individual like dot 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 leaves. It's going to look like that in your photo reference. Well, if you paint like that, oh no, okay, here we want to cool things off. And I think instead of phthalo green, I think I'm going to use some of this phthalo blue. Okay, which is a nice effect here. Also because it's a mix that was like over here. I don't want all this going light. It's in harmony. Harmony is, when I refer to painting as tonal or tonalism, what you're talking about is harmony in your colors. Where a lot of times with Impressionism, just to compare and contrast, that's what I was talking about. Reddish into, let's see, go further with that blue and black. So I don't want it to get chromatic, so I'm going to kill it with some of this. I don't want to get too chromatic. Hello. Look at this color. I'll be careful over on this bit, or I don't want the pokey dotty thing happening. Whoa, that's not what I wanted either. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. So sometimes you'll see me do this like that. That's just my way of breaking things, sort of bringing things together. I don't want too many dots in this. I'm gonna have only room for some purples in this. Into the phthalo. Phthalo, gray. Oh, this is an annoying song. I wish it would stop. Here, Did this once before. You'll see me do it again. Cat, red. Right. Got opacity. The tiniest dot of white. Titanium white. I really hate this piece of music, but hopefully you're not hearing too much in the background. I certainly hope I'm not getting any copyright strikes for this garbage music. If you love it, if it's your favorite, I'm sorry. So back here, you know, I don't need to do a lot. I'm thinking of taking some of this and mixing with some of that. Green and purple mixed together real good. I just want to contrast it with the warmer greens. Think about what I do there. I want some grasses. We know there's grasses. Now what I may end up doing is, like, in my reference there's a lot more foliage, a lot more things covering this guy. And do you think we'd go further? What happens if we bring some of this into this? It dominates completely. Just shoves that green right into red land. Just gonna add some chromatic interest. So just being crazy now. What happens if we bring in this? Do it red. It's like it's a complementary. That was cat yellow. Just got a few spots here. Got kind of blocky. together, kind of get a little bit of oil. I'm pretty happy with where this is at right now. I definitely want to go much farther with it. Much further, but think about what I'm gonna do. Big. I got a plan. I got a plan of some type. Yeah, I mean, I keep going. I'm pretty happy. I think it's a decent breaking away point. And so, like, this one's been a bit challenging. Mostly, I have to say, because the reference was really kind of vague. Which makes things challenging, you know, because you got to rely on your imagination. But the thing to do might be to, like, I definitely maybe want to pop a little mixed sky and more leaves and more black limbs and a bunch of interesting things. And I could get away with a good amount of that. But I want to think about it. Not too long, not too far. Let's go. Okay, let's see. Let's say goodbye. There we are. Come here. We did a painting. Oh, hello. I know that. Hello. Maybe you got something from it. Your painting we did today. Yes, you did. Maybe you did. Anyway, I'm talking to you like that, or I'm talking to the dog like that. Anyway, we'll be back real soon with another video. Meanwhile, please take good care. Stay out of trouble.